digest. From lane to the new shining ground, echo chants where the legends are found. Heroes carved in the heart of time, we march on through grit and grime. Oh Tottenham, Tottenham till I die. Raise the banner, let it fly. Through the rain, through the fire, this is my club, my only desire. Oh Tottenham, Tottenham till I die. Raise the banner, let it fly. Through the rain, through the fire, this is my club, my only desire. Echoes of King and Greaves in the air. Every goal, the sound declares. Heartbeats pound like a drummer's song, marching forward, fierce and strong. We're the ones who rise in the clash. Numbers running in a white shirt dash. History burns in the roaring crowd. Every game we scream it loud. I'm Tottenham, Tottenham till I die. Raise the banner, let it fly. Through the rain, through the fire, this is my club, my only desire. We're the ones who rise in the clash. Numbers running in a white shirt dash. History burns in the roaring crowd. Every game we scream it loud. I'm Tottenham, Tottenham till I die. Raise the banner, let it fly. Through the rain, through the fire, this is my club, my only desire.
Good evening, guys, and welcome to the best and number one Irish Tottenham channel on YouTube. Yes, this is THFC to a die, and yes, you heard me right, number one. That is where we're going to end up by this time next season. We will be the number one Irish YouTube channel. So, Dave, I'm coming for your crown, man. And I'm determined to do it. As I said last night, we're going to be more professional on this channel. We're going to put out better content and better streams, because if we want to succeed in life, you got to give your all. And I have been giving it my all, but this season I'm going to give it an extra 10% to make sure you guys get the best content that you deserve. And that is why you subscribe to this channel, and that's why you members also get your memberships, to make sure that you get the best membership show content on this channel. Joining me also on Transfer News Round Update, of course, is my old co-host, the man who's been here since the beginning, the man who's on the Mount Rushmore of THFC pillars of holding, a bit like the American presidents that have on Mount Rushmore. Tequila is one of them faces.
Which one am I?
You. A picture of yous on that mount, like you're one, and you're up there with Philip Brady. You're up there with Wayne Bonner, and you're up there with Giant 68. You're one of the most famous people on this channel. I'm this channel is not just me. I'm a nobody. You're the face of the channel. You're the voice of reason. You're the Simon Jordan of this channel. So how are you, Tequila? After that big intro,
there's a couple of things. I've been better, I won't lie. So tonight should be some spice. Wayne Bonnet is right. You want professional, Dermo. You're doing bringing me on.
Pardon?
You're doing bringing me on if you want professional.
Because you're part of the channel. You're a part owner of the channel. You got to come on. You got to add your voice to the. You're the opposite to me.
you've got me and Colm on your channel, and you want professional.
Well,
With
Colin
me
is
and Colm on
professional.
your.
Colin is professional.
What you mean? The American accent he does on the VPN? That's his professional.
And I tell you what, it's about. I said to Mrs. Tron last night, I said, I really want to give it my all this year. I want to give it 110% this year because I really want to be at 3K by this time next season. By the start of next season, I want to be at 3K. And why not? Why can't you dream? Why can't you have a goal to aim for? And, pardon?
I have a dream, Dermo. Do you want to have a dream?
What's that?
To have a dream.
No, that's my goal, and I'm determined to get there. It's a
quote from a movie. I bet you Wayne might know. What quote is that movie from? I have a dream to have a dream. It's not a very good movie to come. Dermo, you might have seen it. I'll let you know. Like, if nobody gets it, I'll let you know. I bet you Wayne Bonnie gets it.
A bit like Elvis's song in '68 comeback special, "If I Can Dream." And it does make it in the day that we heard the sad news that Ozzy Osbourne, the lead singer of Black Sabbath, passed away as well at 76. So our hearts go out to him and his family. Just makes you think. And if Ozzy Osbourne can do it, I think anyone can do it, to be fair. And I think if you have a dream and you're determined to reach your goals, then you got to challenge yourself. And that's what I'm doing. This is what I'm challenging myself this year to bring better content, to bring better shows on the channel, to make the channel better, to move it on to the next level. And I'm really determined. I've got a zest, I've got energy, and I really am. I've got a step in I've got a spring in my step, and I'm going to get there, and I will do it. And I know I've got to put the work in, and it's all about putting hard work into it. And I don't mind hard work.
Demo, I don't think you're going to let me bring up. I can bring up the chat, can't I? I don't think you're going to like this comment.
Well, I know that's from the professionals. I love the program, The Professionals. I think it's a bit before your time, Tequila. The Professionals. Did you ever watch The Professionals?
No, I know of them, but no, I can't say I did. No.
You see, The Professionals was right. See, I will before John a more Miami Vice, Crockett and Tubbs. Now I'd be like Sonny Crockett. I know Tequila would be like Tubbs. He'd be the cool, suave.
I remember Dempsey and Makepeace. Anyone remember Dempsey and Makepeace?
No. That was nah. Well, it was good, but not as good as Miami Vice or The Professionals. But anyway, The Professionals, Bodie or Doyle. I think the moody one would be Tequila Bodie. He was the moody one. He was moody. Yeah, and he was the ladies' man. He was the good-looking fella, and there was Doyle. He had the, who was a bit of, professional, think about his job. And that's what I'm saying about Crockett and Tubbs. You'd be like Tubbs. You were the disco dancing, out of the two of them. But yeah, that's the idea. More professionalism this year. The Professionals is a classic. Miami Vice was it? No, that's it. You're going to fall out big time, Wayne.
You don't read these comments. Dermo, you managed to stop yourself before you said the word, but you just got to read the comments before you.
Yeah, I know. I'm dyslexic. Okay, I can't help it, but I'm so mad at that. Wayne, you me gonna fall out. I want to say big up to this guy. Do you want to read his name? Because I'm gonna.
Why don't you try, Dermo? Go on.
No, I don't want to butcher it and send them away.
Okay, I'll give it a go. Jagjit Rawat. Am I close? Let us know if we're close.
But big up, Light LV from India, love from India. Well, big up, we fished India Tequila.
Well, I hope we can breach that market. India is an extremely dense population over India. Bless them.
Get us out there in India. Get us out there. Get us into the Indian Spurs community. You said spot on, Tequila. You're right. Well done.
Thank you.
See? And before we got to the top, Wayne says, I remember Dempsey and Makepeace used to be ITV Friday nights at 8.
Yep.
I never liked Dempsey and Makepeace. I was more Miami Vice and The Professionals and Minder and Only Fools and Horses.
I didn't like Minder. I didn't like the main actor. I can't remember the dude's name.
I think Minder was a ITV's version of Only Fools and Horses. You
What
know,
was the one with Sean Bean before he became famous for getting killed in movies? What
Sharp.
did he... That's it.
Sean Bean was in, what do you call it? The one with
He's
the
been-
dragons, not House of the Dragons. The
He's
one
been
before.
he's been in loads of things. Yeah,
Game
he
of
was.
Thrones.
Yeah, he gets his head chopped. Oh, am I spoiling it, guys, for a show that's 10 years, 12 years old? He
There's
gets
a
his head
lot of
chopped.
people that haven't watched Game of
Oh, I
Thrones.
won't, all right, okay, I won't say it then.
I've got to watch it again, actually, for the fourth time.
I won't say it in case there's
Big up to Giant68. Big up Dermal Panel and chat. Big up to you, guy. Big up to Esos. Rest in peace, Ozzy Osbourne. Yes, definitely rest in peace, Ozzy Osbourne. I did performed on the 5th of July. It really is sad and shocking. And mate, Sharon and that and the family, may rest in peace. Big up to Wayne Bonner. Good evening, everyone. Hope that is all. I got to really prepare myself on that. Evening, everyone. Hope you're well. We are grand. Professional? Beat that. I don't do professional. Well, you're gonna have to get used to it. So sit down, behave yourself, and watch.
good luck, Wayne.
Where the hell's Crowley? Crowley. Oh, who went? Well, okay. So who's Crowley then?
James. He's just not here right now.
Philip Brady's not with us anymore, so we could have said Philip was Crowley.
Philip's a godfather, mate. Can't make
Yeah,
anything else off than that.
No. Okay, James then. James, if you're watching, you're Crowley. Don't shoot me. Shoot the messenger. Wayne, it's Colin. No, it's not.
Yeah.
I can't remember the name of the film, but I know it. It's same here. I know it.
Scary movie.
Yeah, Love from India. 10K at the end of the season. That's my goal. I'd love to get to 10K. If we get to 10K, I swear to God, I'll do the show in me underpants in my boxer shorts if we got to 10K.
Okay, someone record that.
It's never going to happen, Tequila. So
Yeah, I know it's not, but you never know, right?
Yeah. We've read that one out. We've read that. Well, I read that one out. Read that one out. Big up to Paul Brown. Evening, gents. Hope all is well. Big up to you, Paul. Hope you're doing well. And Wayne Bonner, Game of Thrones first episode is the only one I've seen where they went Highlander on Sheen Bean. Yeah.
Yep.
You need to watch the rest of it, Wayne. It's very good. Some lovely scenes in it.
I can point out some great scenes to do with a certain young lady who might give birth to dragons. There's a couple of great scenes.
Yeah,
I remember.
Man in it as well, wasn't there? He did a TV program called The Blind. It was an Apple TV show. What was his name? He was in the Justice League as Aquaman.
Oh yeah. Mamara, yeah.
Yeah, Mamara, yeah. He was in there. Get used to the professionals. Don't make me bring out Rose Rainbow and Rude Postman Pat. Rude Bag Puss. It's a Rude Bag Puss. I've seen
Why did you ask him that? Now he's going to put the link in. Don't ask him it.
I've seen Rude Rainbow. I've seen Rude Postman Pat. I've never seen Rude Bag Puss. Oh, God. God knows what it's going to put into the members chat. And big up Terry White as well. Big up Jensen chat. Big up Terry. Nah, I'll stick with the X-Files. Greatest TV show ever, followed by the Muppets. Yeah, well, the Muppets was brilliant. The X-Files were good, actually. I enjoyed the X-Files.
I like the first season or two. Then it started getting a bit
weird.
Just a little bit. I prefer something like Fringe, which I think is a better version of the X-Files. I'm going to pay for
I
that
do
one.
agree. The first season on the Muppets was grand, and after that, it just went a bit funny. A relationship between the pig and the frog. Just don't know. Whoever thought that would work?
Weird.
Yeah, weird. And also Fraggle Rock as well, which I used to watch.
Had a banging theme song.
So can I. Mrs. Tron's got the little. She still has. When she was younger, she bought the little miniature red, and she's still got it now. Don't worry, Dermot.
Okay.
You will see some rude. Oh God, is this going into the group
Well,
chat?
you look forward to that going into the chat. Yeah.
I just can't understand the rude bagpuss. I'm sorry, can get it in. Anyway, talk about being professional. We got a bit of latest news to start off with, Tequila. Now I know you had a giggle at this earlier, and I know why you had.
I giggle at most things, don't I? You know that.
Yeah, I know, but you have to be right. Yona, I can't. Wazza has left Brentford's training camp in Portugal amid uncertainty over the future. Wazza is said to be unsettled by speculation with Newcastle United and Tottenham Hotspur. Now, as you notice, I did put a picture with him and Thomas Frank, both laughing. Now, I was hoping, Tequila, you might make a joke about them laughing at Brentford's expense.
No, you'd have to put Mbama in there as well. Then all three
Yeah.
can have a little laugh.
Yeah. Not in the Forest, and not in the Forest. Well, you won't go to the Forest, I'll tell you that now. All interested. A key meeting has been planned with the director of football, Phil Giles, personal terms with Spurs or Newcastle, whose efforts to land Wazza have intensified in the last 40 hours, will not be issue. Look, for me, I can understand Newcastle being a pull, right? But surely, Tequila, if you are looking at it sensibly, that London's if he's in London, he wants to stay in London. His family's probably settled in London. Wouldn't you move to another London club than uprooting your family, moving up to the nothing wrong with moving up to Newcastle? Have plenty of good nights up in Geordie land, up in Newcastle. But if you're looking at it from a family point of view, wouldn't you stay in London instead of uprooting everything, move schools and everything, and start afresh? Or would you move, or would you stay in London? If you're thinking it from a family point of view,
it would depend on what his family is. Is he married? Does he have kids? I don't know. Do you know?
Yeah. I like Colum's point, actually, which is very true. Maybe I should rephrase the question then.
Yeah, Colum's right. I was one of them. I left London. I was happy.
Yeah, so did I, actually. Colum is spot on, actually. Right. Is Thomas Frank a factor for him or Eddie Howe? Sorry, I should have rephrased that question. Sorry.
Going by what the article says regarding personal terms, if we're both offering the same wage, because I'd say Newcastle, my normal reaction to most of these players is they'll go where the money is. But if the money's the same, if we're both matching the same offer, which this article claims we are,
yeah,
then I would imagine, for reasons like you said, he knows the manager. We're both in the Champions League.
Mm-hmm.
He knows the manager. He hasn't got to move. I don't know if he's got a family or not, but even if he doesn't, he doesn't have to move. London is a bigger pool than Newcastle to most foreign players. Maybe us living in England, we might feel differently, but foreign players is a bigger pool. So if money's not the issue, then I would imagine he most likely probably would factor over Spurs. Also, factor Spurs over Newcastle, but also a lot might depend on Isaac. So if he's realistic, he's probably not going to start over Isaac. Whereas for us, I think he's got a good chance of starting over Solanke, or at least it's going to be a more of an equal battle than, because he's not going to play over Isaac, is he?
No. Or would he play with Solanke? Do you know what I mean? I think him and Solanke might spark up a good partnership.
You know my feelings on the transfer overall, Dermo. I've mentioned it before, but it's not an impossible transfer for Spurs to do. It's an unlikely because you don't normally do it. It all depends on what the price is. If it's 40 million, like I think you showed me the other day, or that could have been for Paulinho. Actually, maybe I'm getting it wrong. But if it's 40 million, then there's no way Levy does that for a 30-year-old or 20, even 29-year-old. He won't do it. But if it's a cut price, maybe you halve that. I can see it if maybe half that.
So can you not see Thomas Frank going into the boardroom and saying, "Look, Daniel and Lang and Paratici and Fabio, I want this player at the club." And Paratici has a knack of getting players that managers want. He'll go out and Daniel will say, "Right, Fabio, Don, you go and do your business with Lang." And Fabio goes out and gets the player in, and Lang gets the player in. Because
I'm not saying it can't happen. I think we saw with Conte that Conte wanted Perisic. Let's be honest, that's not a Levy signing. Conte wanted Perisic, and you got him, but that was a free transfer. We had to pay decent chunk on the wages, granted, but he was a free transfer. If Weezy was a free transfer, I reckon that it would be an easy easy deal for me, because Levy would sanction that, and Thomas Frank probably wants him. The issue is, as I said before, is that how much is Levy willing to spend to a player who probably in 2 or 3 years we're going to be moving on, and we won't get anything or very little back for him. So I'm not saying it's impossible. It's just incredibly un-Levy or Enoch-like. It's an unlikely move because of how they operate. If they were to, if I'm wrong and they sign him and they pay proper money for him, I'll hold my hands up and say, okay, maybe the transfer, not targets, but maybe the transfer ideas are different now, and I'll start to buy. I'll start to buy in a little bit to what other people seem to think, that there has been a change in our strategy. But as of right now, I can't see Levy sanctioning it for full price. Maybe a cut price.
I get it. I get it where you're coming from. I do understand. Don't think I don't. I do. Now I don't know if I didn't know about this, but should I bring the bottom one up, Tequila? I didn't know about this.
I mean, if Com's put it in, will bring it up then.
He said he might want to move away because how badly he was affected by those acid attacks that happened. I didn't read anything about that. I don't know. Did you, Tequila? I didn't know nothing about that, actually. No. So that has a point as well. That's a very good point.
I mean, okay. So Newcastle, right? I lived for a year up north. I lived in Sunderland, but I did spend quite a lot of time in Newcastle. Newcastle's, it's not a bad city, but don't act like that there's no crime or there's no bad things that happen in Newcastle. I'm just going to point out there. So, it's not like he's moving to the countryside, to a rural area away from a city. He's going from one big city to maybe the second or third other biggest city, maybe outside Manchester or something. But, you know what I mean? So I don't know. Maybe he comes right. Hey, look.
I'm just going to have a quick look at him. Where is he? I'm just on Transfer Market at the moment. I hate the ads on Transfer Market, because you end to go and look at something and then they bring up an ad. I don't care.
Go away. You need ad blocker demo in your browser.
Yeah, I must download that. He's at the moment, his transfer market value at the moment is 32 million. Now that's his highest market value. He can play centre forward, left wing, or right wing.
He's 29, right? Am I right on the age?
His contract expires June next year. So he's in the last year of his contract.
Well, that will definitely lower the price if he's only got a year left, because Brentford are probably going to feel they've got to cash in, which they probably should. Yeah. So maybe if we can get him for 20, and I have my doubts about that, I think Levy could perhaps sanction it for a low fee. Can't believe we're calling 20 million low nowadays. Remember when we bought Berbatov for like 15 million, and we thought that was amazing. But here's what it is. Maybe a cut price, but not. Levy won't pay 32 million for him.
Well, he is married. He's an international career with the Congo. Wazza started as a goalkeeper in his youth career before moving into midfield and forward roles. He began his professional career in France at 2015 and later moved to Angers in 2016. Wazza helped Lorient win the 2019 and 29-20 league. I don't know how you pronounce the league in France. Is it Ligue or Liga?
Ligue 1.
Ligue 1. 2 titles, scoring 15 goals in 28 games. In 2021, he joined Brentford on a 4-year deal with an 8.5 million transfer fee. Wesley scored 5 goals in his first 6 appearances for Brentford, making him an immediate impact. He scored a stunning bicycle scale, remember that, in the League Cup, winning against of the tournament honours. Off field, Wazza is married to his wife and is fluent in La Liga language. He's 5'9". Wazza physically stats highlight his agility and strength in the field. Wazza scored 12 goals in the 23-24 season, finishing Brentford's top goal scorer, probably one more than Brendan Johnson, or around the same as Brendan Johnson. He extended his contract in May 2023, securing a deal. He stayed until 2026. I'm just seeing, can I find any more stats about him? He is 28 years old.
He's 28.
28.
28.
Yeah.
Okay, so maybe that. Okay, so he's a year younger than I thought. I thought he was 29.
Yeah.
Okay, there's maybe more potential in that then if he's got a year more.
Yeah. Now he yeah, look, I quite like him. I've always liked him at Brentford, Tequila, somehow, right? And that 32 million with a year to go, you're probably getting for 25, 26 million?
See, so that's more. I think that's a much better deal. Like I say, if he's 28,
Yeah.
then you could arguably get four good seasons out of him. So
Yeah.
for that price, if and only if Frank wants him, then maybe if I was Levy, and thank God I'm not, I could maybe go for that because even if he doesn't hit the ground running, and let's say, look, I'm going to call it as Levy sees it, right? Especially with Levy's track record.
Yeah.
Frank might not be here in 2 years, so he'll be 30, and the next
Yeah.
manager might not want him. So how much money can you get back for 30? 15?
Probably.
So
but I don't think Levy's thinking like that.
well, he should, because his track record suggests that we go through managers one every 2 years.
Yeah, but as I said last night, who really is running Tottenham? Is it Vinny and Charrington, and is Levy lost main control at Tottenham? And Levy's already got control of the business side, and Vinny and Charrington are in charge of the football side. We don't know, do we? Is Vinny chairman in all but name? We just don't know, and especially with this naming rights, Tequila, and the takeover, which is also happening as well. I mean, has there been a restructuring of the board? We know Donacolo's gone. We know that a couple of Levy's right-hand people have gone that protect him. He's now been sort of outvoted on the board. Is Vinny and Charrington running Tottenham at the moment and doing it their way?
I don't know, Dermo. There's no other way to answer that. I don't know. I mean, I'll be surprised. I think Levy's got a stranglehold on the club. I'm not saying he can't be ousted. Of course he can. But he ain't going to go without a fight, is he? You don't put 25 years into something, whether we like it or not, or agree with it. I certainly don't. But you don't put 25 years into something and just let it go like easily, do you? You don't relinquish control very easily.
No, you don't. But I think if you get enough money to say thank you very much for 25 years, you've done wonderful, but it's time to move on. He's already said he wants to move on to somebody. He doesn't want to do this for the rest of his life. He's now coming up to in his 60s. You want to think he wants to enjoy the money that he's made and just retire and move it on for the next person to take on and move it on.
Some of these people, Dermo. I mean, I don't know him personally. I don't know if he's like that, but a lot of these very successful businessmen, they're workaholics, Dermo. They don't know what to do with themselves if they're not working. So whilst some people that will apply to, there's a different kind of character which Levy very well could be one of these kind of megalomaniac types. Kind of their work, they are their work. They identify themselves via their work. Some people don't know when to take a holiday. Some people don't enjoy doing nothing. How many holidays does Levy really seem to take? I don't know. You hear he has one a year or something.
Yeah.
He sounds and as we know, he does like to he likes to put his fingers in all the pies. So his personality type sounds like, I can only say sounds like, that he's a bit of a control freak. He wants to be controlling everything. So I don't know. Does he want to retire? He might think he's bored. He might get real bored. Just because Donna Collins sounded like she might want to go doesn't mean Levy's going to. I'm not saying any of this is wrong. I'm just saying I'm not convinced there's been any changes, but I'm not saying that there can't be or there won't be. I don't know.
Yeah.
No, I don't think anyone else really does either. So all we can do is wait.
Look, I can understand the workaholic bit because I do get that. If I'm not doing anything or working on the channel or putting shows together, I'm bored. I just do not know what to do myself.
Some people are like that. Some people aren't. Some people find it hard to relax, and their work is their life. Other people, aren't like that. So there's no right or wrong. I'm just saying that.
I know.
I don't think he's that personality type. He comes across as a control freak. He comes across as someone who his work is his life.
I don't think there's nothing wrong being a control. You say a control freak, which nothing wrong to be controlling if it's in a good way, if it's in a positive way. If you've been controlling um in a bad way, then yeah, that is a bad thing, and that can hinder what you're trying to do. But I don't think it's a bad thing if you're controlling in a good way. If you get my point, if you know what I'm getting at. I think everyone is. I think everyone is. I think everybody deep down is a very is controlling in some which way. Some which way. I think everyone is. I think every human being is.
But some people who are like that, it's their way or the highway. They're very, very, very adamant about that stuff, and they can do it themselves. Other people just think they can do it themselves. I'm not convinced Levy on the football side. He might think that he can do it himself, but I think it's been proven that he probably can't. Whether or not that's been drummed into him from 25 years of mostly failure, we've got 2 cups in 25 years. Is that enough? I don't think so, but some people might say otherwise.
Well, more than what Alan Sugar got in 10 years. But I think Alan Sugar gets really bad press for the man that saved the football club from going out of business. I feel that, look, I feel Ivan Scholar gets away with downright murder. He's the man that nearly brought this club out of existence. Well, what he did, and I never want another Spurs fan to go through what I went through. And many of the people in the chat, or many people who subscribe to the channel, can remember back to them dark days. You don't want to be there because it was woeful. It was horrible. It was the most horriblest time to be a Spurs fan because you didn't know if you're going to have a football club to support in the morning, and that's a horrible feeling. And so when I see clubs like that nearly going out of business, or you see clubs really struggling, you can understand from a football fan point of view. We were there back in the late 80s, early 90s. And then you had Alan Sugar, who came in, who steadied the ship, who laid the foundations. And yes, the fans drove him out. The fans weren't happy with Alan Sugar. They drove him out. I think Alan Sugar gets a bit of a hard press of it. I don't think everything he did was right, and I agree with that. But I think if you compare him to Levy, Sugar tried. He did put his own money in where he did put his money where his mouth was. And the year that we got banned from the FA Cup, got 6 points deducted because of what the previous ownership did. He fought the FA at every court level, got us back into an FA Cup, and got us 6 points back. And that year we reached the semi-finals of the FA Cup because that was the year he brought in Jurgen Klinsmann, Popescu, and Dimirascu from Romania from the '94 World Cup. So I agree with Simon Jordan when he says Spurs is like a spaceship. It needs a new captain. I agree with that sentiment. I think Daniel Levy's taken Tottenham as far as he can go. And I think he needs to hand it on to somebody else to take it to the next level.
I think Levy took it as far as he can go years and years ago. This isn't just this year. I think he took it as far as he can go about 15 years ago. I think he should have stepped away then. I think he should have stepped away after he got us into the Champions League. I think that was the time he should have gone because we'd not been able to. Ever since Redknapp got us fourth, we haven't been able to progress. Not really. Pochettino for 2 years, maybe. Okay. Well, maybe for 2 years.
As much as everyone rates Pochettino's time as manager, and everyone,
but we finished. So I know, but we finished second. I'm just looking at it from the league positions, Dermo. We finished second. We could have, quote unquote, or should have maybe won the league the year Leicester won it, maybe. But
we should have won it 2 times on the Pochettino.
It's still the closest. This is what I mean. But those are the 2 seasons which I'm thinking Levy has achieved more. In the league, this is since we first got to the Champions League. So my point is that I think that he should have gone when he got to the Champions League.
But for me, it's not about the league. For me, it's about winning trophies. It's about being successful. It's about winning competitions. It's
You don't
not
think
just about
that
the league.
finishing second? You don't think finishing second is successful for
No.
Spurs?
No,
Okay.
I don't.
All right.
I think, yeah, you finish second. Wowee, where's the trophy? Winning the Europa League, that's successful. That's been successful because you've won a competition, you've won a trophy.
Right. So
Winning an effort.
this is just a different thing. See, if you offered me a Europa Cup or finishing second, I choose second every time.
No,
That's me.
I know finish 17th was poor from us and everyone was frustrated, but at the end of it, we won a championship. We won a trophy. We won the second most important trophy in Europe. We're 3 times winners of this competition, and we got Champions League out of it.
Yeah, but we beat mostly poor teams to do so.
It doesn't matter.
It matters to me. Finishing second in the league, right, against the teams we competed against massive clubs, is more of an achievement footballing wise than winning Europa League in the year where teams didn't drop out of the Champions League.
But no, finishing second means nothing. What does second get you? Champions League, yippee. Top 4 means fuck all. Top 4 means nothing. Top 4 means we finished top 4 how many years in a row? Did it get us a trophy? No. We're Champions League, yippee. The first time you finish in the top 4 and qualify for Champions League, you feel brilliant because it's a new thing. You've qualified for the big tournament. But once you do it again and again and again, you look at Arsenal. They won an FA Cup when Arteta took over. Do you think Arsenal fans are happy finishing second in the last 3 years in the league? Do you think they're going to be happy with that? And
they should be. They should be.
I know a majority of Arsenal fans are not happy.
Well, I never said they were, but they should. My point is they should be. If they're not, that's on them. But they should be. No, but they should be finishing second in the most competitive league in the world. That makes them that makes them one of the best teams in the world, don't you think?
Maybe look. I know.
No, most people are agreeing with you in the chat, which is fine. But
no, I'm just thinking, mate. I was going to say you me slightly come. Different generation, probably different era of football where you admit yourself you came into football under Giannoli and you started following Tottenham then, and you haven't seen the success I've seen as a Spurs fan where we won 2 FA Cups, a UEFA Cup, 3 FA Cups and the UEFA Cup. So maybe this is a slight generation thing where top 4 has become more important than winning the trophy. Maybe qualifying for the Champions League has become some lucrative and more lucrative for clubs that maybe winning cup competitions is just, if we win a cup, brilliant, but let's get top 4 because that's where the money is.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, but
that might have something to do with it. That it's become more lucrative.
I don't care about second getting you Champions League. It's not about that. It's about challenging for the league over a period of 38 games. And I'm not talking about finishing distant second, right? I'm not. If it's a one-horse race and finishing second, maybe that's a bit less glamorous. But challenging, and that's the key word, challenging for the league, which we did for maybe only 2 years. For Pochettino, I think is a better. That's why I think that Pochettino, so now we're going to get, if we have to go back to the managers, you'll tell me Andrew's a better manager than Pochettino, and I will say no way, because Pochettino got us to second and challenging for the league for 2 years.
Let me get my teeth in. Look, I'm not criticizing what Poch did, but Poch never won a trophy. Yeah, he got us to finals and semi-finals, but that, for me, that's not success. You build on success by how many trophies. You're telling me Alex Ferguson at the great Manchester United of the 90s and 2000s, right? You're telling me that he'd be quite happy settle for when he finished second in the league to Leeds. Do you think he was happy with that season? Do you know what, lads? We pushed Leeds all the way for the league title, but I'm happy with the second. Do you think he would have been happy with that?
Well, the manager himself, not knowing Ferguson, probably not.
And also on that point, as Colin puts it here, and I will get to everyone's chat in a minute, I think he makes a good point. Winning the Europa League, you get 5 million. Finishing fourth gets you 45 million. So
but
my
I'm not
point is,
looking at
again,
it. I'm not looking at it with I know Levy might be thinking that about, but I'm not looking at it for. I don't care how much money the Spurs make via the league position. That might impact how much we're going to spend the next year on transfers, sure, but I'm not thinking about that. All I'm trying to say is that I had this. This is the same argument I had with people last year about finishing 17th. I had no respect for Spurs last year because we finished 17th. I respected Pochettino's team a lot during my fandom of 25 years because we were challenging for the league for 2 years.
Yeah, but we didn't
As
win.
but as brief as it was, I could look at my team and respect them and say, you know what, this is a really good team. We're in the top echelons here. We didn't cross the line. You're right, we didn't. You're right, we didn't. But we were challenging it and we were up there as one of the best teams in the world. And now we're not anymore. We're European League winners, sure, we did it, fine, but it wasn't a weak competition to win. Whether you like it or not, it was overall the weakest version of this cup in how long? The weakest version.
Because there was no drop down from the Champions League,
and
you still got to beat what's in front of you. You
do, but we were also favourites as well. Us and Man United were the two favourites.
You could say that about winning an FA Cup. You could get favourable draws all the way to the final and win the FA Cup. You could get favourable draws all the way to the League Cup final and win that.
When Pochettino got second for 2 years in a row, did you really think we were going to get second?
Look, no. If I'm being the year with Leicester, I thought we should have won the league. I thought we blew it, and we blew it because
that was a freak season. Yeah, but
no, hang on, we blew it because we didn't buy recruitment in January to get over that last bit of the season. The second year against Chelsea, I didn't think we had a hope in hell of beating Chelsea for the leagues because they had Mourinho, I think, in charge at the time. So I think nobody was beating that Chelsea side that year. And again, Tottenham have always been known as a cup side. We've never, ever been a side consistently to win the league since 60-61. We've never had a team since then that can consistently go over a 42 or a 38 game season.
Why can't that change
to win the league?
Why can't that change?
Because it can change. It
nearly did under Pochettino.
You got to have the right. Yeah, I know your point, but I'm not sitting here thinking second was great. I'm looking back on that time thinking, yeah, great, but we didn't do anything. We got to a Champions League final where, okay, we had a dodgy decision going against us with VAR. That can happen to anyone, and that should have told us all we wanted to know about VAR, by the way, before that came in. But we had a manager that was emotional in the semi-final. We had a manager that picked a half-fit player instead of playing more up front in that final. We had a manager that was always picking his best mates, his best players. He never changed it. And as much as I like Pochettino, for me, the only place he's ever won is in France, where I think you could put Mickey Mouse in PSG and they can win the league over there. I think to win the Premier League, you need to have a bit of guile about you. You need to have a tactical ounce to outspark the other manager. You need a squad of players to push to push you all the way. You need a good squad of players.
Don't you think what Pochettino did was a minor miracle? I'm not going to say it was a miracle. A miracle would have been us winning, which we didn't. But don't you think it was a minor miracle to get us up into second for those couple of years?
Not really.
Not really.
Because everyone that year Leicester won the league, everyone else was tripping over themselves. We were the
that was the freak year I was talking about. Yeah.
Yeah. We were the only. We were the. We were the only team really that showed any consistency that year. And again, we blew it when we played Chelsea at the Bridge. We blew it a couple of games before that.
Oh, yeah, I know. I'm not denying.
We finished third in the 2-horse race.
Yeah, I'm not denying that. I'm not denying that we didn't blow it. But my thing is that we were challenging though.
Yeah, but we even got to an FA Cup semi-final against Chelsea, and you couldn't even get that right. We lost 4-2 to Chelsea. Do you know, we've got into so many great positions to really move on. Either the manager or the ownership, it's never been right, and the two have never come together.
I think
And
Pochettino was the closest. Unfortunately, we didn't back him.
look, yeah, you can say 1,000 that Levy didn't back Pochettino, but he's the
We didn't
manager
sign,
on the film.
I know, but we didn't sign any players during the whole transfer window, Dermo. Do you
Yeah,
remember
but
that?
apparently David Pleat's come out and said he didn't want any players. So
Maybe.
who do you
I don't know.
believe?
I don't know. We'll never know that, will we?
I think Tottenham have always been a club, have always been a cup side. We've never really been a league side. We've had good seasons in the league where we've pushed it and we've gone there, but we've always been a cup side.
Well, time
And
should
for
change.
me,
Don't you think time should change?
for me, I could not. I'm still buzzing from winning the Europa League. I am still buzzing now, and I'm still buzzing. We're European champions of the second most successful European tournament in Europe. And it doesn't matter who you got to beat to get there. As I said, you could have a favourable draw all the way to the FA Cup final. You could have a favourable draw all the way to the League Cup final. Does that mean that winning that trophy is being diminished because you had an easy run to the final? It shouldn't, because you've won the second most successful tournament in Europe. And then you go into the UEFA Super Cup where you're going to play PSG, who I think we're going to beat PSG.
Yeah, I mean, there's. I understand what you're saying, and I'm not saying you're totally wrong. You're right. You do have to win things, and you can only beat what's in front of you, 100%. But let me ask you this then. I already think I know your answer. I mean, you are not going to agree on this, but I'll use the term respect since I've been using this term a lot. What team do you respect more? Pochettino's team, who finished second in two seasons, or Angie's team of last year? Which do you respect more of the two teams? Be honest. You probably already know my answer, but
I respect Angie's team more because we won the trophy. I think that for me, that's everything. But for a fan for over 45 years, winning a trophy means everything to me. I know. I mean, you were as happy as anything when we won the Europa League. I burst into tears. I mean, that shows how bloody happy I was. I was buzzing, and I'm still am. I get it with the Pochettino years, but you can look back in the Pochettino years with rose-tinted glasses, I think, as well. Because you can look back, yeah, we did reach that final, we did reach that final, we did reach this final. But how many mistakes did he make as a manager when we got to two League Cup finals?
I never said he did. I never said he didn't. I'm not saying he's a perfect manager.
I'm just making there that I'm just pointing the point that you could say the same about George Graham, who won us a trophy.
Yeah, but we weren't respected under George Graham. We were considered dull. We were considered lucky. Pochettino's team, we had respect from a lot of other. We had a lot of other people who thought we were the best team in the league. We didn't win, no, but we thought we played the best stuff. And I don't know about you, but when we went under Pochettino, I respected my team. I had belief in my team.
I've always disrespect. Right, I'm going to put this now. I've always respected Tottenham Hotspur. Good, bad, or the fucking ugly. I've respected them. I respected every manager we've had, from Keith Birkinshaw when I was a kid to Peter Shreves to what's his name? The ex-Luton manager who got caught broken down around funny corners, and he's sponsored by the EAA and RAC.
You said his name not long ago, dude.
I know, I can't remember. My memory's gone blank today.
David Pleat.
David Pleat. I respect him. I really respect Terry Venables, who won us an FA Cup. I respect every manager we've had because they've come in and managed my football club. Yes, we haven't been successful. We were more successful in the 70s and 80s, 60s, 70s and 80s, early 90s. Yes. We went through a lean period of not being successful. I grant you, and it's been frustrating, and I hurt. When we don't win the trophy, it hurts. It really hurts. It doesn't matter where we finish in the league. I'm more disappointed that we haven't won an FA Cup. We haven't won a League Cup. That hurts me more.
I was more disappointed with us getting thumped every week in the league last year. and
No,
winning a cup did not make up. Yes, it was like a momentary. It's like having an orgasm, dude. You have an orgasm, then it's over. Then you just want to go to bed, right? And then you wake up and you realize that you just lost 22 games in a league, and you're in embarrassment, and you're a shambles, and everyone's laughing at you, pretty much.
well, they can laugh all they want, but we're European champions.
Okay, well, me and you are never going to agree on this.
It's not about disagreeing. It's about having a different opinion. I have a different opinion to you. It's not about you disagree with my opinion. It's about how you disagree by what I'm saying. It's about having a different opinion, and that's what makes football what it is. That's what makes the football world go round and round and round.
At least Com's with me, the Man United fan. Cheers, Com.
Well, I'm always on my own anyway, so it doesn't make.
Mate, you've got pretty much everyone in chat's agreeing with you, bruv.
No,
just
not
calm.
really. No, you've got Giant 68 with you. Nobody ever agrees with me anyway, so I don't know why.
No, I mean, Dermo's not. I'll defend Dermo when I think he should be defended. I don't think Dermo is saying that 17th in the league was acceptable. He's never said that. He knows it wasn't, and that's why Ange.
No, it wasn't. 17th in the league wasn't acceptable, but you got to look at the bigger picture. 17th in the league was our worst season. Was like the year we went down in 77, but we did win the second biggest European trophy in Europe, and I'm sure Colin being if they had won that final, I'm sure Colin would have been absolutely cock a hoop all summer, because his team would have won a trophy and they would have gotten to the Champions League and they would have got a shitloads more money, and he would have been sitting there as a happy Manchester United fan.
Maybe, but also you've got to remember that they win cups much more frequently than we do. So he won the League Cup and the FA Cup under a very bad manager. So Com's already had a lot of feel. And as Com said, and I think this is something I'm going to say, and people aren't going to like this either, but whatever, this will be the theme of the night. I think that shows the difference in mentality between Manchester United and Tottenham. Tottenham have a small club mentality. Man United have a big club mentality.
I agree with this. I think younger fans, and I do class you as a younger fan, Tequila, right? I
wish I was a young fan.
Well, you are, in times of supporting Tottenham, right? You are a younger
25 fan. Years isn't young, Dermo. Come on.
Yeah,
you're acting like I've only been a fan of.
So,
yeah, but you're acting like I've only been a fan for like 5 years.
No, 25 years is a young fan.
It's more like 27. So
well, okay. Well, you're still a slightly different generation football fan to me, then. If you know what I mean. Because
yeah, but you didn't see us win the league either, Dermo. You saw us win some cups, but you never saw us win the league either.
I did look winning the FA. If we won the FA Cup next year and finished 8th, we won the FA Cup. Would you be happy with that?
Under the current circumstances for our current team, of course I would.
So if we finished 12th in the league or 13th in the league, but we won an FA Cup, would you be happy with that?
12th or 13th, yeah, I could accept that, yeah.
So
just about.
Yeah. I want us to we're never going to challenge in all fronts, because that's not we've always been a cup team. Manchester United are built.
But my point is that then what's the point? Let's not bother with the league ever then. If you're not going to try and win the league, then let's just not bother. Let's just not bother.
When's the last time we won the league?
Like 61, wasn't it? So
yeah.
Okay. Yeah, no. Yeah, but my point is that why? But Chelsea came out of nowhere. We know how they did it, but they did, right? Why can't we ever do that? You're more or less saying that we can't ever do it.
We should be able to do it. But the point I'm making, Tottenham have always been known as a cup side.
It's time to change that then. It's time to change that. Let's go try and win the league. Let's improve our mentality. Let's stop just considering us being a cup team, Dermo. Let's change that. Let's not just accept being a cup team.
Yeah.
Why can't we be more?
Then you're sort of agreeing then with Levy. I want to win the Premier League. I want to win the Champions League. Look, I wanted to win the Premier League more than anything. I wanted to win the Champions League more than anything. But I'm being realistic. Until we get owners that come in and pump money into the club and give the manager a war chest that is good enough to bring in decent world-class players that's going to help you to win the league, you're going to have to be realistic and think, right, do we have the players to win the league next season? No. Do we have the players to fight for the top 6 places in the league? Yes. Is anyone going to catch Liverpool next season? Hell no, because Liverpool are going to run and hide next season. So you're looking from 2nd to 6th. Are we in contention from that? I think we're a dark horse for that. We're a dark horse to finish in
No,
the top.
I don't
top
think.
six.
No, Dermo. So don't think for a second this is what I expect us to do. I know we won't do it. There's no chance in hell. But we'll be lucky to get top 6 with our current team. We'll be very lucky
But
to get top 6.
Are
I wish
we?
stuff was different though. I don't
Yeah.
want to just be a cup team. That's not enough. This is my point.
Yeah. Are
Why
we
can't we want
capable?
more? Why can't
Because
want
we
more?
don't have the funds to do it. We don't have the owner to do it. We
Hold
don't
on.
have.
Well, hold on. I thought haven't we got the state of the art stadium? Haven't we got one of the biggest stadiums in the world now?
Yeah, but we don't
Well, then
have.
why can't we?
Because we don't have. We should be able to. Yes, we should be. You're right. I'm not disagreeing with you, Tequila. So don't think I am. I'm not. But I'm being realistic. With the squad we got next season, I think if we finish top 6 and win a cup competition, for me, that's a successful season. If
I'm
we
not
get
disagreeing.
into,
Yeah, I'm not disagreeing with you, dude.
we need a Saudi, or we need a Kuwaiti, or we need a USO, a billionaire to come in and pump money into the football club and say, right, Thomas, whoever's in charge, right, there's, I don't know, say there's €1 billion, right? Go out, you can go out and buy the best players in the world. Go out and buy your championship winning side. Do it like how Chelsea did it. Do it like how Man City are doing it. Go out, and I think until we do that, until we actually throw caution to the wind, problem is at the moment we have an owner that is too scared to go over the next step, too scared to go up to the next level, too scared to take Tottenham to that top table. He's sitting there thinking, if I get 4th, that satisfies me. It doesn't satisfy me. I don't like finishing 4th. Yeah, gets you into the Champions League. Yippee. Let's all go and have a piss up against the wall that way. It's like, for me, it's like Daniel Levy is swinging his big dick around thinking, oh, look at me, I'm a billionaire. Well, spend your fucking money on decent players. I think he's trying to do that this summer. And this is why it comes back to my point, Tequila, that I don't think it's him that's in charge. I think it's Vinny and Charrington that are in charge of the transfer side of it. And I think Tottenham are trying to build a side to win the Premier League. But how long are you prepared to wait if it's going to be a rebuild? We know we're going through another rebuild, but I'm sick of going through rebuilds. So we have to build onto. We won the Europa League. We have to build on from that now. So that means being more successful on the domestic front, means finishing higher up in the league, winning one of the domestic cups, and do well in the Champions League. Then in January, pump it again with money, bring more players in, and then next summer, really go for it, and then go for the league next season.
We're the only club in the, and I'll use the term loosely, in the top 6 clubs, right, which we're meant to be a part of. We're the only one out of that 6, if you include in City, United, Arsenal, Chelsea, Liverpool. We're the only one of that group that's not won the league in a long time.
Yeah.
The closest after that, I think it's Arsenal, isn't it? Or is it United? But Newcastle aren't top 6. They're not regarded. They finished, but they haven't been regarded as a top 6 club.
They're going to be up there again this year.
Yeah, my point is though, we're the only one of that group never to win the league. Everyone else has at least once.
Right.
Liverpool's done it a couple of times. Chelsea.
No, hang on. I'm talking about Premier League, right? Who's won the Premier League since it started? Arsenal, Manchester United, Blackburn, Chelsea, and Man City, and Liverpool. 7 teams out of 22 leagues.
We're the only one out of those group who's been in the top 6 who's never done it.
Well, I'm just making a point, right? 20. Yeah, we may be the only one, but only 7 teams in the Premier League history have won a Premier League title. You look at the first division, right? Every decade there was a team that dominated. Do you know? We should be going for better players. We should be going for, it doesn't care how old they are, we should be going for Bayern Munich. We shouldn't be selling Harry Kane. I had this conversation today with somebody, and they said to me that Sonny is more of a Spurs legend than Harry Kane. Because Sonny stayed with Spurs through the good times and the bad times. and won a trophy with us. Other players have buggered off to find easier way of winning trophies. I
do you agree with that?
sort
I
of
don't.
agree.
You do.
I sort of do agree with that.
Okay.
I told you it'd be controversial tonight.
Okay, then let's ask the chat then, since that is a very controversial one. Who's a bigger Spurs legend, Harry Kane or Sonny? I'm going with Kane.
I'm actually might put that as a poll, Tequila. Actually,
why not?
Okay, so let me do that.
I'm sure everyone's going to have a valid opinion, because obviously they're two very beloved footballers.
Yeah.
I like them both as well. So
yeah, so do I. But I think Sonny's got more respect for me because he stuck around and he stuck at it and he stayed at Tottenham. Big up to Colin. He says, "Okay, Damo. Question: if you win a cup and finish 13th, is that a successful season?" Yeah. For me, it is, because we've won a cup, and that means more to me than winning the cup competition. Winning an FA Cup or a League Cup is A, gets you into Europe, and B, it backs up what you won last year. Look, we're never going to win the league as long as our asses, because we haven't got the players to win it, Tequila. We haven't got the ownership.
Then you get the players to win it.
We haven't got the ownership to bias the players to win it. They will not spend the money that you need to win a league. So that means that's when I said Simon Jordan, when I said earlier, Simon Jordan, and I agree with him when he says Daniel Levy needs to pass the captaincy on to another owner to take on Tottenham Hotspur to the next level. He will never take us to that level. He will never take us to that promised land. As much as he's promises a good game, and as much as there's changes now happening in the board, Daniel Levy is never going to take us to that level. So we need a new ownership that's going to take us to the promised land. And we need an ownership to come in that's going to back the manager with a proper war chest to go out and buy the best players, pay the wages, pay the money to the clubs to make us a success, to make us big enough to win that league title. And then once you win that league title, you want to win it again. So you've got to then back it up next season. It's okay being a one season wonder. You've got to keep reinventing the squad. You got to keep buying decent players. Doesn't matter, old, young, or middle age. You got to buy the best players for the best positions. We've never done that. Even under Pochettino, we never backed him properly. If we had backed him properly the year that Leicester won the league, we would have won the league the year Leicester won it.
No, he wasn't back. He wasn't back properly. That's why, as I said, it was a minor miracle. He managed to get second because he wasn't.
We finished third that year because Arsenal picked us to second. That
yeah, but we were challenging
third.
up to more or less the last moment, Demo. We were title challengers for those 2 seasons.
We were title challengers, I think, up to the last month. And then we fell away because we didn't. He didn't back it.
I value that more. Every season, I would value that more. Obviously, I know. You're right. You're right that you ask Arsenal that now. The first season Arsenal did it, I bet you all the Arsenal fans were absolutely over the moon. They got second, and then what happened is, because then they couldn't get past the final hurdle, all of a sudden it's not good enough. But they're still challenging for the title every year.
I think Arsenal fans have been complaining since then because of Arteta's not good enough. And I know a few Arsenal fans.
Yeah, and they never get the striker they need, and it's obvious they need a striker. And they're always, I mean, they might have just solved that problem, funny enough. But
yeah, I have read that. I mean, would you have paid 70-odd million for him?
Individually, I'm not sure. But if that is the missing piece of the puzzle, and let's be honest, everyone's been saying that it's because they haven't got a proper striker. That's the reason that you got to remember that even though Arsenal did finish second, it's not like they were blown away every year, Dermo. They were damn close, especially the other year. They were damn close to winning that.
Legend, by the way.
Legend, Legend.
LEG.
END.
Sorry, I can't spell. So just being dyslexic makes it. Who's the biggest? Son. Kane. We're now the third one in there. Tequila. There you go. I'll put you into that. I'll put you into that bracket as well.
Nobody better vote for me. Somebody will do it just to troll. Somebody will do it to troll. But
yeah, we've got Sonny's leading at the moment. Sonny's leading at the moment. No, 75-20. You got to vote Tequila. 20% of vote for you.
That's probably Com trolling. Thanks, Com.
Oh dear. Anyway, Sonny is leaving the thing. Kane. No, I don't trust Here We Go anymore. Yep, 100%. I would pay that money for Gorkarist. It's the way the money is nowadays. It is. Dermo, I really think we get top 6 in the cup. Do you know what? I'm with you, Anthony, all the way. I am. Big up to DJ AK. Big up to you. Big up, Dermo. Big up to you. Right, should we get in with the transfer news, Tequila? We've got sidetracked for that little. I enjoyed that conversation, by the way.
Well, I thought you might. I told you tonight might be a bit spicy.
Do you know what? You and me, actually, can I just say this, by the way? And I wonder, should I have put my name in that poll? I would have got no votes anyway, but
someone would have felt sorry if you don't vote you like you did for me.
Yeah, I know I'm Billy No Mate in this group. I know that. What was I going to say to you?
This would be a fun one because I've been trolling Com for this transfer for years, and he's always laughed it off. It'd be a funny one.
Yeah. Right. Okay. Now this must be a joke. This is the funniest. Right. This is on X, by the way. Right. Tottenham event. Are you ready for a laugh, Tequila?
Yep.
This is from Transfer News Live, Deadline Day Live on X. He's got 3.2k views, by the way. And it was
Deadline Day. It's not Deadline Day yet. What's the on about?
I know, but Transfer News Live on X, by the way, guys. Sources is Edu 17 Burgers, probably something he ate on the way home from school. Apparently, Tottenham invented the race for Rodrigo. Right, okay. I've seen it.
Well, that's good.
Yeah, that's good.
Does enter the race mean we phoned him up and his reply was just laughing? Is that what enter the race is?
That's it, yeah.
Okay.
Look, you and me can have the biggest debates, but we always remain respectful, don't we, with one another? So I think that's one thing you and me have always done, though. You can have debates and be respectful. You don't have to shout and scream at each other, do you?
No.
Do you know, you and me will still be friends. You and me will still be the best of mates. Do you know, it doesn't mean that we don't have to agree in everything. And I think that's what a debate's about, isn't it? That's what
people want, isn't it? They don't want just an echo chamber, surely not. I mean, there's other
but
channels.
They also don't want to see us shouting and roaring at each other and calling each other names and that, do they? No.
When it's either me or you, and we've had disagreements before or not agreed, whatever word you want. When it's either me or you, stormed off and left the show. Never.
You want to hear what he calls me after the show, but that's
different. That's not fair.
That's now this is a play I would love at Spurs.
Colm isn't going to like this one. Go on then.
No. Now Tottenham are showing interest in signing Manchester United midfielder Kobe Mainoo. I would love him at Tottenham. I think he absolutely improves our midfield by 50% already.
Yeah, I'd love him as well. I agree.
What do you like about him? Let
me ask you a quick question, and mate, him or MGW if you can only have one. They're both England internationals, similar age. I think Manu's maybe a little bit younger, if so slightly. Could be wrong on that. Which one would you go for?
I'm going to regret saying this, and I am. I'm going to have to go for Mainoo.
Wow. Okay. Com's losing his mind.
Well, look. It was us. You're in the same group chat with our source as well. You never said anything on. You know, he is, isn't he? He's in the same group chat our source is in.
Yeah.
And he never said anything about it, did he?
No. Wonder why.
No. Yeah. He was probably in shock amazement. Tottenham were actually interested. in Man
DJ
United.
DJ is saying here, I'll bring it up. Sorry,
Oh,
no,
this
hold
one.
on.
Oh, sorry, that one. Yeah, yeah. I
Was he a
think he
Spurs?
was.
Was he?
No, he was a Man United youth player who's my. Oh, he told him to feck off privately. Okay. How did that conversation go?
It was brief, Dermo. Very brief.
I'd say it was very brief. No, it was Man United. Colin could actually confirm that in the chat. Actually, it was Man United. Came through the academy and everything, as far as I know.
Yeah, I didn't think he
so-
was a Spurs youth player. I've
I'll
not heard
just
that
give
before.
a quick check on the poll. Well, you're still sitting at 14% at the moment, Tequila.
I got double figures. Wow.
Yeah.
Lots of trolls then.
Kane 29%, Sonny 57%,
Bloody
14 votes so far. So come on, guys, get your votes in. Get your votes in. So that's Manu right now. Tottenham received best news yet in quest to keep Christian Romero in North 17. I think he's going to be our new Spurs captain for the video I saw today with the Tottenham put out, Tequila. So I do think he's our new Spurs captain.
It looks like he's staying. I think if I think he had his heart set on one of the big Spanish clubs, and only Madrid, Atletico Madrid of the three has really come in for him, and they can't afford it. So it's simple, tough titty, said the kitty.
I can't believe somebody actually put on X that we're after Rodrigo. Seriously.
Slow news day, was it, Dermo?
Yeah.
That's all I can say.
Yeah, it must be. Big up to Chinwag Spurs. Big up, Chin. Hope you're doing well, sir. Great seeing you. He said Mainu is not good enough. I do you know what? I'd have to disagree. And Tequila will have to back me up on that.
I think he's. I'm not going to say he's the most amazing player that ever lived, but he's certainly better than our other midfield, our centre midfields. So certainly an upgrade, I think.
Do you want to read that? What's on the screen there, Tequila, for a minute?
1 sec. I haven't got my glasses. The report says that while Diego Simeone was extremely keen on signing Romero, Spurs refused to sell him for less than 70 million euros, 60.6 million in pounds, which is a figure that the Spanish side were not willing to pay. As a result, they have now turned their focus to Figa, who impressed on loan at Juventus during the second half of last season. I buy that totally. I actually think 60 million probably is, in today's market, just in today's market, the lowest amount I think that we'd be willing to probably entertain. So,
yeah, I think so. But look, I think it's great that he's staying. Rodrigo deal is true, Dermo. You will hear the news later. Yeah, sure. Well, right. Yeah, right.
Was it? Carl is the one on X. He's under a different name. He put the story out.
Carl is the transfer deadline day person. That's who Carl is. But yeah, look, I'm happy with that news. I'm absolutely delighted and great. Spurs captain, here we come. Now, there's been loads of reports over that Tottenham have put money in for the Bournemouth defender, and we've matched his asking price. What Fabrizio Romero put this up on X this morning and on his YouTube channel, said Zambani wants PSG. Paris Saint-Germain are set to improve their bid. The verbal agreement has been reached with Zambani in June. PSG are set to approach Bournemouth again. No active talks with Tottenham so far, despite reports. Can I just say, Adam, we're not saying it's happening. We're just laughing at the fella that has put up a neck saying it's happening. We're not saying
blame Carl Simpson. We're pretty sure it was him.
Yeah, blame Carl Simpson. Yeah, it's his fault. He's working under a name of Transfer Deadline Day on X. That's him. That's Carl. That's old Carly boy. So all the news that we've I saw plenty of news today that we've put in a £70 million bid for this player. Now, we could be wrong. Bournemouth could still reject PSG's offers and accept another clubs. But if Fabrizio is saying he's going to If Fabrizio say he's going to PSG, then he's going to PSG, isn't he?
I mean, if we're not if Romero was going and it doesn't look like he is, I think that'd be a different story. But if Romero isn't going, is he going to come to be third place behind, assuming that Miro and Van der Ven is going to start over him? I don't think so. Not for that. You're not going to spend if 70 million really is the fee, which seems crazy to me, but whatever. If that really is the fee, we ain't paying that for a third choice centre back. No way.
There's a few. Adam said he doesn't rate Cutie. Now, look, Dragson, I think we could all agree on. I think we all will agree on Dragson that I think he will be the one to move on. But Romero, I rate Romero very highly. I do think if you give him the captain's armband, then it calms him down. And I've said it before, it calms him down and it lets him focus on being the captain.
I've got to be careful
he's
what I say about
class,
Romero.
though.
I've
He's
got to
well
be careful.
class.
Demo, I've got to be careful what I say about Romero because Mia's watching. So I've got to be very careful. I've got to behave.
Don't you think that I'm going to be in for it if I say anything wrong about?
We both are. That's why we've got to be nice about him.
Yeah. No, I'm genuinely. I like Romero.
I think he's a very good defender. I don't think he's world class, but I'm much more stricter when it comes to saying players are world class. But that doesn't mean I don't think he's a very good defender. He is.
There you go. Told you I had his mug. Look at that. There you go.
Adam in the chat, Adam McFarlane, really doesn't like. Lucky that Mia's not in the chat, Adam, but he really doesn't like QT.
Look, I said it before. I can remember Diego Maradona and him being a wild Argentinian player, and they're all hot-blooded. And of course, he had the big meltdown against when Barcelona played Atletico Madrid in the Spanish Cup final when he went nuts. He was kneeing people in the private parts, punching and kicking and doing everything, going around like a madman. Started a 30-man brawl, apparently, which is quite funny. But Argentina gave him the captaincy of the country, and then he became the greatest player in the world that's ever seen. I reckon Maradona's better than Pele, in my opinion. That's just my opinion. Maybe there's people in the chat disagree with me with that. I think he's better than Messi. I think Ronaldo. For me, I think it's Maradona, Messi, and Ronaldo are the top 3 best players, and Pele are the top 4 best players in the world.
About to say, what did Pele ever do to you, Dermo, to leave him out?
I think because Pele played all of his football in Brazil, Maradona went over to Europe to play his football in Europe. Do you know what I mean? And different times, different era. I think George Best is in the top 5 as well, in my top 5 of great players. But Maradona's number 1. Then Messi and Ronaldo are 2 and 3. Pele's number 4, and George Best is number 5 for me.
I might put them in different orders, but you can't go wrong with that lineup.
I think Adam is. I don't think Adam is. Adam's. Anthony says D Winter for 30ish December. Yeah. Well, I think we might. Yeah. I think we'd be more going for D Winter than Zambani.
And that would make more sense as well, because for that money, you know, he might be a bit more willing to be more of a squad player.
I agree with Chin here. You may what you say about Romero, but he's a winner. He is a winner.
For Argentina, yeah. He didn't win anything in Italy with Atalanta, did he? He did obviously he won obviously the Europa League with us. But then again, by that logic, then Bissouma is also and let's be honest, Dermo, we don't want Bissouma here. But Bissouma also is a winner then by that logic. So
yeah, but I think Romero's a far better player. Big up, Chin. Yeah. Big up, Adam. It says, Wrexham, please come in for Davis. And then DJ AK says, surely Glenn Hoddle, Dermo. Yeah. I think if I'm going for the... Oh, God, yeah, Glenn Hoddle. Where does he come in? See, you started it now.
Oh, no, Glenn Hoddle was amazing. I just think he's not quite... Oh, people are going to hate me again. I don't think he's quite at the levels of, like, Pele and Maradona.
No. Now... These are Tottenham can complete 4 transfers this week with Morgan Gibbs-White progress and 2 exits. Tottenham reportedly maintain their interest this summer in Guin. The Crystal Palace defender has just 1 year left on his contract at Selhurst Park with no deal in sight. This window could be the last chance for Palace to get a decent fee for the player. They therefore could be open for a deal. Mona Salomon has spent last year on loan with Leeds United. Leeds United, where he impressed in the Championship, with the Whites expected to be keen to take him on a permanent deal should he be available. Another player who spent last season on loan was Brian Hill. After returning from the Spanish side Genoa this summer, he's expected to leave for the end of the window, which we said last night he'd be going for around 11.5 million euro. Tottenham would need to get at least one central midfielder out of the door before pushing through any interest in signing Bayern Munich's Johan Paulinia. Football London understands. Now, Grandinho, 5 potential Grandinho transfer destination: Chelsea, Villa, Tottenham, Atletico Madrid, Napoli. He does want to stay in the Premier League. Where do you think he might be best settled at? Now, we know Rashford's gone to Barcelona, which I'm still trying to get my head around.
That's Benny Hill music. That's Benny Hill music, that is.
I don't know how he wangled that. I really don't. I mean, he's the second British player to go to he's the second British player to go to Barcelona since Gary Lineker. So where does he end up, do you think? If he wants to stay in the Premiership, then that's Chelsea, Villa, Spurs. Where do you think is his best fit?
Not sure he gets into Chelsea's team. They've got 1,000 players anyway.
Does anyone get into Chelsea's team, to be fair?
Yeah. I mean, if Com's even still here, he might not be here anymore, but Com's a United fan, and he every time he more or less says, take him. So that should be a little bit of alarm bells for us, because that's the kind of thing that we say whenever someone says about trying to buy Bissouma, for example.
Yeah.
So that should be a little bit of a warning sign.
We can't get rid of Bissouma.
Yeah, I personally don't want this gentleman. I don't think he's he's certainly not a terrible player, although I think his attitude could be a little bit suspect based on a couple of things I've seen. Is he particularly that great? I mean, he's all right. He's all right. Is he that great?
I don't think he's that great. I just think he can play left back as well. So does that play into a mind where you can do you buy a player that can fit 2 positions?
Again, it's going to come down to the price term. I mean, if he's going to be
40 million. 40 million.
I mean, considering how much we normally spend, I mean, not for that. No,
I think he ends up. I think if he's going to end up anywhere, I think he ends up at Villa.
I think Villa's probably a good shout, actually.
Yeah. We've got Alec McFarlane says we'll move on. Adam Forrest have no chance at a release clause has been met, and he's just stalling. Exactly. Well, yeah, Mark Hughes moved the year before. I think Gary Lineker went there in 1986. So Gary Lineker was the last English player.
Mark Hughes was Welsh, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was Welsh. Yeah. What is the big thing about Jacob Ramsey? He's average beyond belief.
Because I'd say he's on Lange's shortlist because Lange brought him into Villa. That's why. Even I know that one.
Would you get rid of Moore or Odebert for Garnacho? Not a hell's chance.
No.
Not a hell's chance. Mardarikas has triggered the has triggered me F up for MGW. Then every player there, Bod. We did. Oh, okay, fair enough. I can't even read that. That shows how.
Marinakas has triggered me F him up for MGW, and then every player they bid for, we bid for too. Basically, he's saying that we should troll him like he's trolled us.
Yeah.
There you go, Carl.
Now, these are a couple of players with a possibility transfer. This is off Transfer Market. Our first one here is Maxine Lacaret, Crystal Palace, position centre back, around 25 million. Yay or nay?
Yeah.
Takeda, just yay or nay?
For that money, I think he's decent as a squad player, as a backup to. If we get him in, assuming we play 4 at the back, I think this probably spells the end for someone like Jackerson.
Jackson.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
so. We've got now Maximin Esteve. You know it's a gun for centre backs to get rid of Dragson, by the way.
Well, this is what
Now-
I mean. We seem to really want a squad player because these aren't going to be starting.
I
don't
was
think.
told we are getting a centre back in, so
Carl
have to
seems
wait.
to Carl seems to be very convinced we're going for a back 3. You sure, Carl?
yeah.
You think we're going for a back 3?
Yeah, Paratici's already at work at Tottenham, Adam. So there you go. Just answer that. He's already at work for Spurs. Positive centre back, foot left, 20 million. Burnley, yay or nay? Nay for me.
I'd rather the Palace player out of the
I'd
two.
rather the Palace player, yeah, so would I. Then we've got Lukan Agaman, the midfield defensive for number 8.
I'm just laughing at the chat. I mean, bless you, Christopher. I'm sure you're passing it in good faith.
Christopher, could you please tell me where that's come from? Could you put in there? I'm not, please, seriously though, where's that come from? Can you put in there sort of the chat? Carl, can you find it? Is it come from, if it's come from Last Word on Spurs, then I'll take it a little bit more seriously.
Dermo.
Do you want to ask our source? Do you?
Dermo, all I'm going to say before I ask a source, all I'm going to say is, how much do you think he's on a week?
I know.
Do you think Levy's going to pay a third of probably what he gets?
Yeah. Go on, please. Just for the crack, can you just put oi? Just ask our source. Go on. Yeah, it's come from Last Word on Spurs. Right, if we get him, I will fall off my chair. I've just seen what you've just put.
Got to the point.
Would you like to tell the people, right? Would you like to tell the people how you spoke to our source? The people we use for.
Okay, I said, oi, mate. We in for Madrid dude with silly name? Question mark.
And he hasn't got back to us yet. We will let you know when he goes back to us. Oh God, I'm sorry. Right now, midfield defense and numbers. I like the response. Now midfield defense and number 6. Right foot. Now his 3 clubs are after him. Arsenal, Man United, 8 million. For this player from Seville.
Yeah, I think
that's a good price.
I think he's a decent player. If you can get him for that money, again, I don't think he's a world beater. You don't get a world beater for 8 million, Dermo. But I think he'd offer something some of our midfield wouldn't, and we badly need a defensive. I don't think we have a defensive midfielder. I don't think Bentancur is a defensive midfielder. I think he's a midfielder. He's a tidy ball playing midfielder. He's not a defensive midfielder. So at the minute, Dermo, we have no defensive midfielders. So yes, just to get one in.
Carl's put some breaking news. Rodrigo's done, mate. Larry Rodrigo. Big Bad Rom says, when your source is your job. Right. Can you just please put this to bed once and for all, Tequila? Because I'm getting sick of us.
I don't think he meant it that way. I don't think Rom's attacking you, Dermo, if that's the route you're going down. I don't think it was meant that way.
Oh, goody gun drops. Oh, that's good. So I just got paid. The Irish government have decided to pay me. Can you just give me two? Can you just carry on for a minute?
Okay, so we've got a response from our source who politely says, "What do you think?" in response to me asking about Rodrigo. Yeah.
With you in 2 minutes, bud. Sorry.
Let me read out some of these chats then. Let me talk to you. That was my bad com impression of a bad LA Knight impression. Carl's convinced. He said he told you, Dermo. Carl Simpson's also saying it's from Barry Gold. Rodrigo won't happen. Yeah, Adam, we all agree. Christopher said
If it
last
did
word on
happen, though,
Spurs.
if it did happen, just for the crack.
If it did happen, then that would convince me that Levy was standing down, because there's no way in hell we'd even come near to his wages. So that means something.
Can
is
I just
different.
say, big bad Ron? I know you were having a crack, Matt. I know that, man. But it's just that we've had a few cracks before, haven't we? And I just like to defend the people that we use, that they are normally spot on. So I know it's not you, bud.
It was a little bit bitter, wasn't it, Carl? Just a little bit.
From who?
From me. Right. So if you're not back, Dermot, I'll talk about what's on screen. Richarlison.
Yeah, I am back. But you can talk about what's on screen if you like.
I don't agree with that market value. Oh, hold on a sec. Okay, so his highest market value. Okay, sorry,
Yeah.
I read that wrong. I thought it was current market value. I was like, no way. Highest market value, yeah, because we're the mugs who paid that for him. That's why. Current market value, 20 million. I mean, that's in euros. I actually think that's probably a little low. I actually think he's probably worth about 25.
Yeah. But
based
don't
on
forget,
current market.
Don't forget, this Brazilian club actually got money at the Club World Cup as well, so they have money to burn.
Well,
So,
it's always a buyer's market. If they want to pay, hey, look, if they want to pay anywhere near the 65 million, then bite their hand off. If they offer us half that, then might bite their hand off.
Yeah. So Richie, everyone wants Richie to go. Anyway, I think that probably will happen. Now, Tottenham, this from Transfer Market as well, guys. According to report in the Telegraph, Tottenham hold an interest in signing Gungunja this summer. Thomas Frank has replaced Garnacho. So I got a speech impediment.
Garnacho.
I know people like the way I pronounce players' names. It gives them a good giggle. He has replaced. It took me a while to get Højbjerg right. Believe me. And that person, the person who should not be named for, yeah.
Somebody's got to mention it, hasn't he? Just to grind
said,
my gears.
I just said the man who should not be named. He's the fella out of Harry Potter. In the dugout. He's already strengthened Spurs' attacking options with Mohamed Kudus. Sonny has been Tottenham's primary option at the left for over a decade, but the South Korean legend is entering the twilight years. Granit wants to stay in England. With London his dream destination, Spurs would be an interesting destination for him. Also, now this is going to be a pre-record because I have a massive rant on this, and I think the way Tottenham are treating Sonny is absolutely on the point of being disgraceful. Tottenham banking on exit-bound star for pre-season tour. Now, when I read this earlier, I had to put it all in, Tequila, because I just couldn't believe what I was reading.
That's a lot of text, though, Mo.
Yeah. Well, anyway, here we go. You all sit down. Great. You all sit down gently. Story time will begin. The North Londoners cannot afford to leave Sonny behind right now. With pre-season tour for Asia generally heavily built around him, and without South Korean in the squad, Tottenham will reportedly lose up to 75% of their revenue from the sole fixture alone via the Telegraph. The thing is, if he travels but doesn't play, that income's still cut by 50%. The report claims that there's also a key player clause tied to Son being part of the action in Asia, so selling the 33-year-old before the tour is unlikely. I would go so far to say that I would be pretty much off the table, even in consideration by Chiefs at N17 until at least August the 3rd. After this has left the North Londoners with more questions than answers, and one of them is whether the club are planning to keep him around solely for marketing reasons rather than football ones, and if Levy is doing so, what kind of message does that send? So I want to ask the people in the chat, and you, Tequila, what message does that send?
I think it sends a message that you are an employee of ours and nothing more. You're going to do what we say. We're going to capitalize in on your fame on the tour, and Levy is a businessman, which is what we've said all along. Should there be more loyalty towards him? Yes.
Hang on, did you say should there be more loyal?
Should more loyalty be shown to Sonny?
I
yes.
thought you said there'd be more. Or Debbie Harry.
But players also have loyalty issues. I think Sonny's a good egg when it comes to play.
I do.
I'm sure that he likes money as much as the next person. Don't get me wrong. But I also think there's probably more to life than just money for Sonny. It appears that way. I don't know him personally. Can only go on how it comes across. But I don't like it. I can see why, and it is money, and they want the money. They want the business. They pay Sonny wages. They pay him a lot of wages. So this thing gets some of their money
keeping
back.
Mo Salah around for the same reason that Liverpool are they keeping? Do other clubs do the same thing?
They do, but I think Mo Salah, in all due respect, I think Mo Salah is still producing more than Sonny is, and that's just the truth.
Yeah.
So I think it's slightly different, but yeah, I'd keep him around because I think having him come off the bench, I still think he's the best. I still think he's probably by quite a long way because I don't think Solanke's finishing is that amazing. He's still significantly our best finisher, I think. So having him come on when we need a goal, I think is still a good option. Is he going to be okay with that? I personally think he will be. But that's just me.
Yeah. I think he will be.
I don't think that he starts though, but I think that he can still contribute a lot this year. There's a lot of Dermo. We need a squad. There's a lot of games this season. We need a squad.
Sorry, someone was talking. Yeah, there is. Look, for me, I think Sonny. I think Sonny will go after the Asian. I think Sonny will go after that.
I hope not, but I don't want him to.
Did he look disinterested to you on Saturday?
He looked like he was going through the motions a little bit, probably because he knows that it's kind of a nothing game. Because he probably knows if this is true, and I can easily believe that this is true, that he's played his last competitive game for Spurs. So it's hard. Maybe I think he seems he comes across as quite an honest chap who plays with the heart on his sleeve. So maybe he can't quite hide the fact that he knows he's going to be going soon, and that these matches are kind of meaningless for him because he knows he's not going to be a part of the proper season this year. So it's hard to get motivated. Of course it is.
Yeah, it is. Well, listen, Tequila. That's it. We've reached the end of the show, which is a sad state of affairs because I was enjoying this. But look, we are here now. I am going to tomorrow talk about the younger squad. I might do that as a pre-record or may do that live. Tequila, look, what's your hope for the next 24, 48 hours for Tottenham? What do you think will happen actually the next, say, 72 hours at Spurs? Do you think we might get anyone in?
It doesn't look like it. Unless there's some kind of unless we put in another offer, and I can't see Levy doing it because it's coming down to this pride stuff now. It shouldn't be about that. The Forest chairman's already made it about that, I think, with the whole saving face, and his pride's been hurt. And Levy, I think, might react the same way. It's going to become like a matter of principle now. So I don't think so. I'd like Spurs to just give him an extra 10 million and say, there you go, 70 million or 75 million nearly. That surely is a very valid offer for that player. 75 million. That would be our club record signing.
Yeah.
As well.
And that would be a statement in an attempt, wouldn't it? Really, it'd be a statement of but I don't think Levy's going to, at least not yet. It's the kind of thing I can see Levy doing right at the end of the window. If other transfers don't go our way, I can see him maybe doing that near the end of the window. Very quickly before we end, 5 Tottenham Academy stars who are set for a big breakthrough in 25-26. I am going to do a pre-record on this tomorrow for you guys. I've got all little bits on each player, a few more PDFs, but I just want to go through very quickly. We've got Mikey Moore, we've got Luca, we've got Will Lancashire, Jamie Donnelly, and then the surprise out of the bunch, Luca Williams, Barnett. Just very quickly, Tequila, just one word answers. Mikey Moore, stay or loan?
If Sonny stays, loan. If Sonny goes, keep. There you go.
Luca, stay alone.
I think we've got enough centre halves. He's a good player, and I think he's going to be good for us in a couple of years. I think I'd probably loan him out maybe to a good championship team. I think maybe.
I think top 2 stay. Then that's my view. But Will Lancashire.
I think a loan for him because I do believe we are going to bring in another striker.
Yeah,
I do think
I
we will.
agree. Loan. Jamie Donnelly. I'm going for stay.
I find this the hardest one of the lot. I think maybe one more loan, but I think this is the last one.
This has to be the last one. Yeah.
Yeah.
Luca Williams Barnett. He is the baby of the group.
Yeah, I haven't heard that much about him. So
under 21, he's under 18. So do you think he might get into the under 21s?
If he can get into the under 21s, then probably keep him. I think he might be a little bit too young to loan as well. Yeah, I think keep him for another year. I think.
Yeah. But this is him. He actually formally joined the under 18 squad after signing a 2-year scholarship. He's 16 years old. He blew the coaches away last season as he registered 35 goal involvements in just 30 appearances from midfield. 3 of those goals were long-range whoppers, which mixed his dribbling and passing abilities, make him an incredible, exciting prospect. One must keep an eye on. So we will be keeping an eye on this kid. He could be the real deal. He could be the next big thing to come to the top of the ranks.
We need to start doing a little bit what Liverpool do. We need to start bringing a couple of these kids through.
Yeah. And this is why I'm covering the under 21s and the under 18s this year, guys. Because I think we should cover our youth, and I will be doing some Tottenham women's games as well. We are going to cover like the big North London.
Have you thought about maybe getting Ellie or someone to join you for the women's games?
I am trying to reach to Ellie. I can't reach Ellie at the moment, but I will reach out to Ellie. See would you come on and do some women's stuff with us, because I think, as I said before, Tottenham men and women should be one club. It should be one unit. And as a fan base, I think we should put as much support behind the men's team as we do the women's side. And I think we need to do that. But big up to you, Tequila. Thank you so much. I've really enjoyed tonight. I know the numbers are not as mad as their last night, but still mad on the YouTube side. Absolutely mental.
Yeah.
But where are you? When are you on next, sir? When can we expect to hear your beautiful voice of reasons and anti-me?
I'm not sure, Dermo. You know how it is with me. Normally, if you're short, you'll send me a message, and if I can come on, I will. If I can't, then I can't. So whenever I'll try to be around as much as I can.
Yeah.
I'm not doing any of my own streaming right now, so I'm free for the foreseeable future.
Well, if you want to hear more of me and Tequila battling over the debates and having a good conversation and really debating the news of the day, that's what you're going to get. And I enjoyed tonight, Tequila. I enjoyed that. I think I needed a good debate tonight, actually, to be fair.
Well, I'm your man because I
enjoyed it. Did you enjoy it, though? Did you enjoy that? Did you find, it's a bit refreshing that we had that? No, I don't. I'm not a massive. I'm not, and I think people want that. I don't think people want echo chambers. No,
I could be wrong. If you guys want echo chambers, by all means, let us know. Yeah. But I don't think people generally want that. Me and you disagree on some things. We agree on other things. But it's called being an individual. We're both individuals. There's no right or wrong. Just different ideas. So
that's it. Hang on, just give us 2 minutes. Oh, I'll tell you what we should do. Can you introduce our VPN, because we didn't run it, and we should run it, to be fair.
Right. So we're going to have our channel Conrade Com doing his American accent, he thinks, of a wrestler called LA Knight, who some of you might have heard of. He tells us he's going to change it because he thinks it's embarrassing. I'll let you guys be the judge. By all means, listen to it and let us know if you think that he's embarrassing or not. And remember, get yours now.
You're going to press it? Okay.
I haven't got it lined up. You press it.
Let me talk to you. A little reference there, but I'm going to stop.
And that's all she wrote.
You love doing
that. That's it. That's all she wrote. That is all she wrote. She didn't write anything apart from that, just please do what I want you to do. He didn't write anything else than that. That's all he said. No, not really. Not really. Here you go. This is channel sponsor.
Let me talk to you. A little reference there. But I'm going to stop messing about. I'm going to talk to you about private internet access, the best VPN in the land. Now, when you're online, you may not realize, but all of your data is there for the taking by anybody. With a VPN such as private internet access, your data is safe and secure, streamlined, and nobody else can get hold of it. That's why I use one anyway. VPN's very easy to use. Private internet access, all you gotta do is log on your phone, select where you want to be. So I want to be in America, and I click go, and there we are. You can also link up your devices to it from your phone if that is easier for you. It's available on a lot of platforms as well. As you can see, you can use it for a very, very big range of things. So that's even better as well. You can use it, like I said, on all your devices, smartphone, tablets, gaming consoles, and stick it on your modem. And it's unlimited devices. One equals all. It's available all across the world, and it works perfectly. What they do is they mask your IP address, so pesky 3 o'clock kickoffs aren't an issue anymore, and they're independently audited, so there's no logs, 30 million customers, and 4.5-star Trustpilot rated excellent review. Private internet access. Get yours now.
Before we go, we've got to say the winner of the poll. So, drum roll,
Yes.
please.
I've seen it.
47% Sunny, 43% Kane, 7% Tequila. So you're in the mix there, T.
So I dropped. I was at 14%. What happened, guys?
Yeah.
I was at 14% at one point.
Yeah. You see, if I was in there, I think you and me would have.
I didn't
would have
vote
ran
either. I
it.
certainly would have voted for myself.
I did. I voted for you, Tequila.
Okay, cool.
I did vote for you.
It was just you and Colin voted for me. I know.
Yeah. I voted for you. I did vote for you.
Well, it was close. I did expect it to be close. It was 4% in the end between them, so I'm not that surprised at that, really.
Oh yeah, Carl just see what Carl's just put.
Wow. So if Sol Campbell would have got more votes than me now, then I would have been offended.
Yeah.
If Sol Campbell would have got more votes.
Big up to AK Shakes. Love Son, love Kane Moore. Big up to you. He was my man in the match in that final. No echo chambers, and yes, the column on the VPN, yes. Well, that's it, guys. Thank you so much for watching. It's been another cracking show. Really enjoyed it. We are back tomorrow, guys. Any breaking news between now and then? If Tottenham sign anyone, I still can't believe. I think the funniest bit of the show tonight, Tequila, I've got to find that person again. What's his name again? Where did I see it now?
Well, the Rodrigo transfer news.
Well, now actually, THFC Heffany has now said, imagine if this would be generational. All things THC reported it first. They're the first ones to report it. Who else now? And we've got this is Carl's new X account, guys. No, it isn't. It isn't. Believe me, it isn't. Just back me up on that, Tequila. It isn't.
It's not. I think.
Transfer News Live, Tottenham, and look, it could be a bit for who's, but if it is true, but it could be a complete, and we know it could be a load of rollicks. But
Dermo, you need, because you're the one who does these kind of things, you need to do something if Rodrigo were to sign. You need to wear something or do a stream without your shirt on, whatever. Because that's how unlikely it is to ever happen.
Right. If it happens, I will. Okay. If it happens, I will do an England watch along.
Wow.
And support England.
And you've got to cheer England on, right? And you've got to also say that Maradona was handball.
Yeah. Okay. If we sign him, I will do an England watch along and support England.
Okay. You heard it.
You forced me into that.
Don't worry, it won't happen.
You know how much I love my country.
Yeah, it'd be worth the sacrifice, Dermo, if we would get a play like that.
Who said sacrifice me?
Sacrifice you to the gods, Dermo, so you can get Rodrigo. Pay his wages. Be blood money.
Get rid of him. Right. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
You're back. Anyway, reviews you've done by the morning. Search, but would you think he would be a percentage by the manager and tell us Declan's Rice are best? No, they're still traitorous wankers, both of them. I'm sorry, one is a complete traitorous. If you ever can set foot in Ireland, I'd lock him up in Mountjoy prison and never let him out again. And that's for the other one. I stick him in a pub and just give him gallons of beer.
You better hope that Grealish never ever signs for us, even though he always seems to be linked every window. Because that
He won't.
You're going to have a
will
massive
never
conflict
sign
if he
for
ever
us.
does.
Grealish now, I don't mind Grealish, but what gets me?
Oh no, Rice won't ever sign for us. Of course not. But...
No, Declan Rice. What gets to me? Look, Grealish, I don't mind. Right, I can I can sort of leave it a bit with Grealish because he came through the academy, but he never played for us on a first team level. But Declan Rice played for us and 3 friendlies as a first team player, kissed the badge and everywhere and anything. That is why I found what he'd done more treacherous than more as treason than what Grealish did. He will not take over. It's actually not called Wexford FC, actually, Carl. It's called Wexford Youths FC. No, he won't come down to Wexford because I ban him. I'll ban him from entering County Wexford.
Bless you for the troll attempt, Carl. There.
Yeah, sorry, Carl. And Carl's not a member anymore. Carl, renew your membership.
You're not a member anymore, Carl.
Yeah, renew your membership, Carl. Yeah, there's your penance for saying Stephen Kenny. We've come in, and you've got to now become a member again. Big up shirts, but Aston Villa fans don't want him back. I don't think so too. But Tequila, that is it. That's the end of us. That's the end of Bodie and Doyle. We're gonna bounce out of here down to the pub, drink loads of Guinness, and Tequila's gonna start a fight, and I'm gonna start talking. I'm gonna play dominoes with Pat, and Tequila is gonna start a fight with somebody in the pub.
I'm gonna go Russell Crowe on him. Yeah, fighting round the world.
And on that bombshell, we'll see you tomorrow at 8. Come on, you Spurs. In Thomas Frank we trust.
So we are, mate.
Good night.
Eyes on the prize.